Men of Reddit, would you date a woman who refuses to have sex until marriage? Why or why not? Such a woman would have significantly different values than I do. The sex wouldn't be the issue. The values probably would be. My soon-to-be ex-wife was initially a wait until marriage woman. I supported that until a length of time, and she revealed how sexually frustrated she was because I wouldn't make any moves on her. So once I discovered that, we had a talk and she told me how she didn't want that anymore. So we started boning semi-regularly and didn't wait until marriage. I did that once. She ended up having sex with some other dude, lol. No, because either way it would be cheating on my wife. Edit, thanks for the award. Yes, because I am of the same opinion. What actor can you not stand? John Wilkes Booth. Steven Seagal, but actor is kind of a stretch. How soon people forget Andy Dick. Ezra Miller. Steven Fat-Ass Faker Seagal. Anyone associated with Scientology. Jared Leto. Never liked him. Not looking forward to him in Haunted Mansion. James Corden. Ellen DeGeneres. Lea Michele. Turns out she's pretty much just as annoying IRL. What are things racist people do that they don't think is racist? Compliments that go like, "You're so," compliment for your race. Describing a particular member of a minority group as one of the good ones. Say, I don't have a racist bone in my body, but. Genocide is usually carried out by people who don't think they're doing anything wrong. I wouldn't call it racist, but definitely super weird and uncomfortable when white people I just met need to regale me with tales of their racist families. Okay, cook dude. I didn't want to know that your uncle thinks I am a terrorist stealing jobs. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Fetishize people by race and call it a compliment. Edit. Attraction is not the same thing as fetishization. What keeps you from doing hard drugs? In this economy? Question mark. About 10 dead friends. Having to raise a kid. Doing hard drugs while having to take care of a small child is a waste of drugs. Not fun at all. Hard drugs are like playing video games with cheats. After a short period of satisfaction, it inevitably rapidly leads to being bored with the game. Unlike video games, we only have one life, and getting bored with tends to not go well. Mostly my immediate family, mother, daughter, brother. Drugs have destroyed my extended family, so I know all too well the effect it can have on someone. The fact that fentanyl's in fucking everything. Handful of things I'd be curious to try, but it's not worth the risk. Don't know where to get them. What industry do you consider to be legal? Organized crime. Cable TV companies that have eliminated the competition in an entire town. Pharmacy benefit management. The root cause behind why it is impossible to get honest and transparent drug pricing. Lobbying, H&R Block, TurboTax, paid health insurance. U.S. health insurance. United Healthcare posted $5 billion in profits in the third quarter last year. Ticketmaster. The Church of Scientology. Payday loans. I scrolled for a while and did see it, so I'll throw out ISPs, cable providers. They are almost literal monopolies who try their best to pretend they are something else to get legal protections they don't deserve. Anything based around an MLM. What's the greatest episode of a TV show ever made? Futurama, Luck of the Fryish. Makes me cry every time. Here lies Philip J. Fry, named for his uncle, to carry on his spirit. Who Goes There of True Detective is a serious adrenaline ride. Great episode from a fantastic show. The Bent Neck Lady, Episode 5 of The Haunting of Hill House. can be viewed as a standalone horror film without watching the series. Tales of Ba Sing Se from Avatar: The Last Airbender, specifically Iroh's story. Band of Brothers E9 Why We Fight. Might just be my nostalgia for my childhood, but that one episode of SpongeBob where Squidward directs the band at the Super Bowl is probably SpongeBob's best episode. Band geeks or something? What happened after you had sex with your best friend? Unfortunately, we stopped being best friends after that. What happened is, I wanted more and fell totally in love with her. She didn't and thought it was a mistake. We tried staying friends. She became distant. I became weird. She decided that we shouldn't see each other anymore. At all. We got married, and she's still my best friend and we still have sex. Married her. Knew she was in it for the long con. I bit his head off like I'm supposed to. Nothing. We're still best friends. Then again, we've known each other for years and dated before we were friends. So we hooked up a few times here and there. We don't sleep together anymore. But, yeah, nothing changed. He realized he was in fact 1,000,000% gay. Everybody hates me until they need me. What professions are examples of this? Lawyers and mechanics. You want to have a good one of each. But you never want to have to call either of them. The U.S. Coast Guard for fishermen and boaters. Usually there's a pretty good working relationship between them. But some hate the Coast Guard for the various inspections they do. But the USCG is also the ones who will come out there in a storm to rescue them. Plastic surgeons. My uncle is a plastic surgeon and he does only reconstructive stuff. Fixing burn victims' faces and stuff like that. But when people ask him what kind of doctor he is and he says plastic surgeon, they usually kinda scoff. Not the clown. Except people hate me when they need me, too. Germany. You're dating a girl and you really like her and then you find out she has a, how do you react? Sorry, but I want to be your only fan. I am willing to do paid acting. I'd personally move on. People are entitled to do what they please. Of course. It's just not for me. No hard feelings. Buy her an air conditioner so she doesn't need to rely on OnlyFans. Now she has options. Ask her if she needs someone to play a pizza delivery guy. I actually dated a girl doing this. Making very good money. Really depends on how sensitive you are to those sort of things. Me personally, the relationship was good and the money was good and it didn't really bother me. Each to their own, I suppose. Launch. Rocket full moon. Looks like we are only friends. NSFW. What is considered technically legal but still gives you the ick? Child beauty pageants. I don't know how true it is as I've never been. But I was reading about services in Japan where you basically pay an underage girl to hang out with you. I think it had said that sexual favors were strictly prohibited. But strippers aren't allowed to double as prostitutes either, and we know how that plays out. Sniffing workout benches at the gym immediately after someone gets off them. I mean, you can use suspenders to hold up your underwear. It's legal, but at what cost? Payday lending. Kind of a cabal of evil built around exploiting and enslaving the poor. In the US, there is little control over how much money can be spent on a political campaign, nor where it comes from. What's something no one tells you about sex? Sometimes you come in under a minute. Sometimes you can go all night and blast off at the end. And sometimes you can fuck for hours but you ain't gonna finish. Just enjoy your partner while you're together. How terrible it is with the wrong person. That you can ask for whatever you need, you don't have to feel bad. I had a blow my mind moment when my lips touched a penis and I found out it was warm. Like literally almost hot. I never thought about it and never saw this mentioned anywhere. One of you will have to reach down and put it in. Cum continues to leak out of you for an extended period of time. I guess I thought it just absorbed or something. Lol. Bring a towel. It'll come in handy. There are smells and sounds you will not be prepared for. What's an animal that is not as dangerous as people think? Y'all ever seen a potter wasp? It's a hornetish bugger with a needle-thin abdomen. Flies around looking like it packs a nastier sting than 5 yellowjackets combined. Turns out, more docile and less painful than a yellowjacket. It just has a frightening appearance. Black bears as long as you leave them be. Grizzlies and polar bears will destroy you though. Tarantulas. They are depicted as deadly in so many movies. But like bees and wasps, their bite, while painful, isn't generally harmful to humans unless you're allergic. Opossums. They're super timid and very rarely carry rabies. You want them in your yard. Moose. They aren't as dangerous as people think. They are even more dangerous. Who's the worst main character we're supposed to sympathize with? Emily from Emily in Paris. Dawson Leary from Dawson's Creek. Caillou. Jerry from Tom and Jerry. Now, nothing in the Tom and Jerry verse is really consistent, and a lot of their dynamic depends on whichever studio did the episode, but I remember a lot of times when Tom wasn't really trying to seriously hurt Jerry. He was usually toying with him like cats do, or if he'd cross the line, he would immediately feel bad about it and then save Jerry himself. Meanwhile Jerry, the little fuck we're supposed to root for, uses that to his advantage to lure Tom into situations that genuinely would have killed him if not for cartoon immortality. Sierra Burgess. She was a dick. What does everyone do but won't admit? Give advice that they don't follow. Wonder if people that have since long disappeared from your life, or you've only met once or twice, from time to time still think about you. Pick their nose and scratch their ass. Judge. We all do it. It's about being intelligent enough to not let that cloud our perspective. Pick sides. Physically they don't, but mentally they do. Tried to sing, like, really good. When I'm alone, I be hitting those high notes even though I sound like a dying walrus. Have, and even win, an argument with a stranger from an encounter 3 years ago when you didn't say anything street the time. Pick your nose. Like it's an effective way to clear when blowing just can't quite do it. But no, it's seen as unnatural.